All rise to the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Alvarez.
Here.
Councilwoman Eckhart is absent. Councilwoman Hudak.
Here.
Councilman Lord.
Here.
Supervisor Hay.
Here. Notations of exits in the front and the rear. Any electronic device, please put it on vibrate. First item on the agenda this evening is the town vehicle policy. I sent this out to everyone about 2 weeks ago. As you know, at the last meeting, we approved a change to it. And as I inserted the change, I felt there was a few other items in here that should have been changed and had to be changed to make it even more sound. And I got some comment back from Lori, very little. She, a couple, one word, she recommended taking out, which I've already done in the copy you have in front of you, and something with punctuation. John, I think you have something, anyone else have any comment to it? Liz, did you have an opportunity to read those?
Yes.
Edwin?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay, John, you had a couple things you wanted to see if we can change?
I just wondered about the number 4, employees shall verbally notify his/her immediate supervisor, department head, and no time period is put in there. And the town supervisor in writing by the next business day, following any and all moving motor vehicle convictions, whether due to driving on or off duty.
Now, what I originally had there, Will, believe it or not, was as soon as the police cleared or released the accident scene, but sometimes it could take, quite a while. So should we say within 4 hours?
Now, what I would say is, the employee should immediately verbally notify their supervisor of an accident.
Well, this is,
Okay,
We're
put it,
number
this
four.
is as to,
Shall-
number 4 is motor vehicle convictions.
Oh.
This is different.
Wait,
Yeah, I thought that should be
You
summonses.
said number 4, right?
Yeah, I thought that should be summonses instead of convictions, because you're not going to get a conviction right at an accident, right?
No, wait. Okay, there's two different ones here.
Yeah.
This is a motor vehicle conviction. Okay, so that one is not the one. I think it's the next one you mean to do that with. Employees must also verbally report to his or her immediate supervisor, department head, and the town supervisor any accident, theft, or damage involving a town vehicle or a personal vehicle used in town business regardless of the extent of damage. The employee shall be required to fill out the town of Southeast accident report within 24 hours. I think that's where you want that.
I would want it there,
Okay, so
and I
must
thought,
verbally report to his or her immediate supervisor in town to any accident. So what's the word we should put in front of it, Will?
Immediately.
Right.
Immediately.
And that's before verbally in both?
No, not the,
Just
number
5?
4, just number 5. Immediately. Okay,
Okay.
and do you have another one?
I wasn't certain about what convictions, if convictions was the right term there, or,
Yes.
Okay, so
And
that would
on
be-
number 4, going back
yeah,
to
number 4,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, because,
convictions is, a summons is something that you never know what happens. It's an allegation.
Okay.
Right, Will?
It's an invitation to come to court.
Yeah, that's right.
So the conviction would be after a court's determination.
And/or, well, I'll defer to legal counsel. Will?
Or an acquittal, is that what you're saying? It could be.
Or you can plea bargain.
Yeah, well, but
Yeah,
a
so
plea
it's not
bargain does
necessarily-
result in a conviction of something. It may not be a moving violation, but
anything else?
No, that's really it.
Now, I did send it out again to all the department heads, all employees that drive a vehicle. We have, the bigger change, I guess, is in number 15. We have JCO who uses a town vehicle on a daily basis. We put something in there generically for that as well. And I think this is good to go. The town clerk She goes from time to time, because again, you're not supposed to have anyone in town vehicle other than town employees. And from time to time, the town clerk carpools with, what is it, Patterson, Kent comes here sometimes, or if they go to conferences up in Albany, it would cover that. And I think that was the major parts. So it's probably about 85% of what it was, and we added a couple of things. One, prior to someone being hired, and anyone that has a license, we had one driver that lived in Connecticut, so he didn't have a driver's license. Because when anyone comes to work for the town, part of their thing, they have to provide us with a license, okay? So if it's a Connecticut license, we can't check it here, okay? With a New York State license, so what's written in here now is they have to get a vehicle abstract, license abstract from the state from where they are, and they provide it to us at the time. We get to review it. If there's anything there that we find questionable, we'll research it before we hire the person. No sense hiring someone and find out that they've got, some arrest on the books or something we don't want. So that was new. I added the word lens because which is a report of personnel change. Lens is a license event notification service that's provided to all the towns. We plug in a person's license number. Anyone that drives a town vehicle is required to do that with their license. We put it in, and every time something happens with that person, it's notified to us. One person, their license had expired, unaware, called them up, made them aware. Said, oh, I forgot all about it, whatever. So once we were notified, we notified them. Someone just recently, just 2 days ago, I got someone had updated their license every 5 years. They had to take a special class, and they provided the state with that requirement that they did it. I got notified, and we put it in their personnel file. So that's now all in the policy. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to put it on the next agenda for approval. And believe it or not, I had 2 employees already sign it and send it back. But that's not what the intent was. Okay. Okay. Next item on the work session is Chapter 103, peddling and soliciting. We had a lengthy discussion last meeting on this subject matter. We did some additional research, and we find that there is a license available through the county which will allow, without a person having to provide written authorization, and it's a state license. Now, what do I do with it? Time out. That's the vehicle usage policy. Time out. Where is it? Oh, I know. It's in here. Got too many papers. Okay, let's see. So what happens is, it's a state of New York license. It reads, I hereby certify that the person that applies for the license is licensed to hawk, peddle, vend, and sell goods, wares, or merchandise, or solicit trade upon the streets and highways within the county, and provided by said law. So, John, you brought this up first, so why don't you say what the recommendation was, and based on what you spoke to me, Will and I drafted some language.
Yeah, Michelle had mentioned to me, I think one of the things that was brought to our attention last meeting was that some individuals couldn't get written permission from an entity that owned property in order to allow them to vend on that property. Namely, they couldn't get the state to issue written permission to them to have food truck or do any vending because the state doesn't write out written permissions to people, even though they are allowed to have a food truck in a state right-of-way if they are veterans. So Michelle mentioned that the county issues these permits to veterans. And I suggest that we use that county permit as proof that that person is allowed to sell within state right-of-ways. And that way, they wouldn't have to get a written permission from the state. So I think this is a good solution to part of the problem that was brought to our attention last week. Since the state won't write a written permission, we'll use documentation from the county to prove that this person is a veteran and that they should be allowed to sell their wares within the state right-of-way.
Okay, so with that, currently, Section 103.5C reads as follows. An applicant for a food truck permit shall provide proof in writing signed by the owner of the particular location or with respect to state, county, or other municipal thoroughfares signed by the authorized permitting authority that the applicant has permission to park or locate the food truck at the particular location. Such documentation shall be signed and acknowledged before a notary public. Here's the way it's proposed to read. An applicant, veteran, and non-veterans for a food truck permit shall provide proof in writing signed by the owner of a particular location the applicant has permission to park or locate the food truck at the particular location. Such documentation shall be signed and acknowledged before notary public. With respect to state, county, or other municipal thoroughfares, honorably discharged veterans shall obtain a New York State license to hawk, peddle, vend, and sell goods, wares, or merchandise, or solicit trade upon the streets and highways within the county. In this case, from Putnam County. Providing the veteran has obtained this license from Putnam County, the signed authorized permitting authority that the applicant has permission to park or locate the food trucks at that particular location shall be waived. In other words, they do not have to get it as long as they're on state, town, any thoroughfare type thing, okay? Now, if they go to a private property, like as you know, up at the Shell station, there is someone that sits there, he's a non-veteran, but it applies, if that person was a veteran, he would still have to adhere to it because it's on private property. So we've reworded. That's gonna be recommendation to the change. Now, to the other part of that particular policy, I'm not suggesting any other change. Now, still, the problem is, of course, the vehicle must be removed after hours. That's the biggest complaint of all. So that part remains, which is, I know what that one. Look at all the things more. Just give me a second. Where does it say that? I didn't highlight that. Where's that? Where's the part about
It's in hours of operation.
what number is it?
What are you looking for?
103-10B,
Okay, it's right here.
food trucks.
No,
Oh, okay. So it's 103-10 hours of operation. Food trucks shall be removed from the permitted location within 1 hour after closing and shall not be returned to the permitted location more than 1 hour before the permitted opening time on any given day. There shall be no overnight parking of food trucks at the permitted location. So the one change we can make, and that's the one with the license that they can obtain, and the other is, this is the only one questionable. Would anyone like to make comment? Now's the time to do it. You can help us rewrite this law.
Can I make a comment?
No.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I'm silent. Just your proposed 103:5, capital C.
Yes.
The second paragraph, I think we just need to tighten up the language a little.
I had a lawyer help me do it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, maybe it's,
Good.
you have here, with respect to state, county, or other municipal thoroughfares.
Okay.
Honorably discharged veterans shall obtain a state of New York license to hawk, peddle, vend, and sell goods, blah, 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 within this county. And then
It's
it's
a county
period.
permit, that's why.
Yeah, no, I understand, but then it says period, then it says, in this case from Putnam County, which,
You don't want that in there?
well, no, no, it's fine, but I, just grammatically,
Well, I
Comma,
thought
in this
that I
ca-
had taken that part out.
Yeah, or I don't know, but
I
it's
didn't want to
just,
reveal who my helper
It-
is.
it's just awkward.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
Or solicit upon the streets of highway within this county. I don't think you need in this case from Putnam County. right?
Okay.
Right.
I just wanted to verify, because if you actually read, let me just tell you how the law reads. Where does the law go again?
Here,
No, no,
use,
no,
oh,
no, the other one. Here, when you read the law, it's trying to, within this county as provided by,
That's just a copy of the license,
I-
that's not the law.
well, not the law, but I mean the
Well,
license.
this is the law.
I was trying to, no, that's the
it's
license.
McKinney's general.
Well, that's,
business.
yeah, but behind it.
Section 32 of the general,
Well, when I was writing it up, I was trying to go exactly the way it's worded here, within this county as provided by said law, but this is one for the entire state. So I specified, okay, we don't have to.
no, they're
do it.
actually, it's county by county.
Okay,
The permit is issued by the county pursuant to state law for the ability to hawk and vend by a honorably discharged veteran in the county of their residence. So it's not, it doesn't give them the right to vend statewide. They can
Right.
no,
vend
no, here,
only
No,
in the
it's-
county of their residence.
yeah. It's also a lifetime permit or license,
Could very well.
and it can be turned over if something happened to the veteran themselves, the wife could take it over as well. It's, believe it or not, it could be inherited. Okay, so we're gonna take out the part
In this case, from Putnam County.
Okay, any other comment on it?
It should be provided the veteran has obtained this license.
It says providing,
Yes, I think it should be provided the veteran has obtained,
okay, providee, the, right?
veteran has obtained this license from Putnam County. The signed, authorized, permitting authority that the applicant has permission shall be waived. I don't know, it sounds awkward.
Well, I wrote it, that's why.
Well, I know.
Tony, I rewrote that section. Did you not get the section?
I thought I did,
It's just awkward,
okay?
because I don't understand it completely.
Okay, well, this is the,
No,
this is a work session, it's
Yeah.
not the public.
Right,
hearing
well, that's why
on the
I'm bringing it
language,
up,
so
yeah.
I'm
So-
pretty sure that I cleaned up a lot of that language, I just don't know where that version is.
And, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll provide that to all tomorrow.
Yep,
Because for some reason, when I'm getting my emails, there's something really weird going on. Like, the last one's supposed to be at the bottom and whatever. So I might have picked up the one before that one. The one I sent to you and not the one that you maybe returned. So here's what I'll do tomorrow. I'm gonna send it to everyone. If
Yep.
the wording is fine, we're gonna schedule this for a public hearing.
yep.
Make sure we can't,
You can set the public hearing tonight.
yeah, we'll do that. But not, we can't do it for the next meeting because there's not enough time to post it. You think there is? I don't think so. Our meeting is on the 22nd. You can't get it until Thursday of next week. Is that enough time?
No,
Wednesday.
I can get it in, they'll take it tomorrow morning.
So should we set it for the 22nd,
Sure.
public hearing? Okay, let's see. I'll put that under there. Set public hearing for February 22nd. Okay. Any other suggestions?
No, I think when Mr. Bruin was here at the last meeting, this was exactly what I believe he was in front of us requesting, that we change the law so that he wouldn't need to get permission from the state or anything. So hopefully that, resolves the issue and helps him out, along with any other veteran or non-veteran.
Okay, last call for comment. Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to the regular portion of the meeting. I got so much paperwork here. Okay. Okay. First one is a bond reduction.
You have to, move to open the meeting?
Okay, the regular meeting, so moved.
I'll
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. It's a bond reduction, JP International Tax Map 57.2-6. Now therefore be resolved that the bond amount for the following project is set as follows. Project name, JP International Subdivision, present amount $243,000, recommended to reduce to $121,500. So move for discussion.
Second?
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 2, resolution, IMA Brewster Central School District, use of recreational facilities. Now therefore be resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to finalize and execute an intermunicipal agreement in the form and substance approved by the town attorney in order to effectuate sharing of services and resources as set forth herein above, and be further and resolved that all actions herefore taken place by the super in connection with this initiative is hereby ratified, confirmed, and approved.
Nunc pro tunc.
And be further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. So before I ask for a comment, let me tell you what this is all about. Brewster Central School System, their fields, the DEP came in and they have to make certain renovations, modifications to the fields. So their sports program, baseball and softball, JV, varsity, they came to the town and asked, is there any way we could, share the fields? We do a lot of sharing with them. They provide us with their gymnasium. So they contacted the town and they asked, could this be done? And I think it was pretty reasonable to do. So we sat down at the recreation center and talked. We got something hammered out. We sent it back and forth a couple times because they used a couple words like priority and there was another word. And we guarantee, they've already provided us with a schedule, which is attached here. So they provide it. Now, the Brewster Little League, well, I want to thank them because they're the ones that have the exclusive licensing with the town up until the period at the same time the schools. So they kind of, I'm not going to say went to second position, they're still in the first position because, they kind of rule, but they said they're going to definitely work with them. Now that they've got the schedule, their baseball schedule, which is varsity softball, JV softball, and varsity baseball and JV baseball, since they already have their schedule made, the Little League is going to work around their schedule. However, the practices are the one where they're going to have to kind of share. And we all know the bigger issue is going to be the Brewster Little League plays league games, the schools play league games. If there's a rain out or a snow out or something, it is going to cause somewhat of a problem. But all three are in agreement, the town, the Brewster Little League, and the school, that we're going to do the best we can to accommodate all. Practices are no problem because the practices for the school are 2:45 to 5:30, and the Little League practices start around 5:30, 5:45. So the practices aren't a problem. The games, the scheduled games will not be a problem, and the only problem we're going to encounter if there's a rain out. So with that, so move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion.
The only thing, on number 7, have you agreed to this, the intermunicipal agreement yet? Has that
That's
been
what we're doing right
vetted?
now.
No, I know, but
Okay.
has that been vetted? Can we make a comment about it?
Sure.
Okay, paragraph 7.
Okay?
You have the town shall defend, indemnify, hold harmless the school district, officers, employees, agents, reps from any bodily injury, et cetera, that shall or may happen to the school district and its employees, agents, students, and licensees who enter upon the subject premises for any reason except if it's caused by the negligence of the district, its agents, servants, and employees. 2 questions. 1, what if it's negligence caused by a student? You don't recite that. You don't recite a licensee. And also, what if it's an intentional act? In other words, hopefully it wouldn't happen, but if it's alleged that a student punches a coach or a student punches another, that's an intentional act. It's just not negligence. I don't know, just throwing it out there. And plus, to include students, because you could have a student that performs an act of negligence and/or an intentional act. If you want to limit it to students over the 18, I don't know.
Won't be
Well, I
many.
think what they were really looking at is more premises liability than for, actions taken intentionally or otherwise. If a student were to intentionally commit a tort against a coach or another student, I don't know that.
It would cover anyway?
Well, I don't think it would cover anyway. I don't think that the owner of the property, I don't know if there's any premises liability for that kind of activity. This is a situation where, I think the biggest concern is that somebody, the field is not properly maintained, somebody trips and falls and hurts themselves, that would be a premises liability. Now, if you look further down in the agreement, there's also requirements that both
Insurance Act.
both the school district and the town carry insurance to, and name the other party as an additional insured in their insurance policy.
Okay,
And our policies currently cover the school as well because we're in, using their gyms and things of that nature, so.
I think it's important to have a specific,
Policies just like
not a new policy, but
identified?
they generate a document that shows that each, the other party is an additional insured. The name of it's a declaration that,
Just for this specific IMA?
correct. And
Okay.
NYMER can do that, and I know, I don't know who insures the school district, but it's pretty simple to prepare.
Okay, well, you'll make sure that gets done with them. Okay.
okay.
Any other comment? And again, I do want to thank all involved. It's something simple in a sense, but something very complex. And Brewster Little League should be commended for what they did because they took a second seat to the school, but it's going to work out well because of the times that they have. The only time is the game times, like I say, if they get snowed out, and we're all aware of that potential problem, snow or rain, because they start really early in the season, like in March. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Can we approve this without having that insurance language or,
That language is in there already.
okay. But, so you're looking into,
I'm just gonna I'll make sure that they get the declarations.
Okay.
That we get one drafted to name the school district as an additional insured, and they will get us a reciprocal insurance declaration.
great, thanks, sorry to,
No problem. You don't want to change your vote, right?
no.
Okay. Number 3, resolution Home Depot USA, Inc. versus Town Board, Independent Sewage Works, Inc. versus Town Board authorization to appeal, that should have been to appeal, order and judgment. Now therefore be resolved that the town attorney be and is hereby authorized and directed to make and file a cross appeal of the consolidated decision in the matters entitled Home Depot USA, Inc. versus Town Board of the Town of Southeast, et al., index number 1462/2016, and Independent Sewer Works, Inc. versus Town Board of the Town of Southeast, et al., index number 1466-2016, to the Appellate Division, Second Department, and be further resolved that all actions therefore taken by the town attorney in this regard are hereby ratified and confirmed.
Nunc pro tunc.
Move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next I'd like to make a motion. It's a recommendation to the Putnam County Traffic Safety Board to appoint Councilman Lord to fill the vacant Town of Southeast position on the board. And that's on, of course, the Putnam County Traffic Safety Board. We cannot directly appoint the person. They have to be appointed by the traffic board themselves. So we're going to send over, if it's, agree with it all tonight, that we mentioned that recommend John Lord to take that position.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll make a motion to waive the rules, except one additional about the public hearing. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
On the motion itself, we're going to set the public hearing for the food trucks, excuse me, for February 22nd. All in favor?
Aye. I second.
Was there a second before that?
Yeah, there was.
Okay, good.
I did
Okay.
it silently.
Okay, comment from the public?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
55 Shady Lane, Brewster, Southeast. The last time I appeared before the board, there were a few open items that I was trying to resolve. And now following the past ZBA meeting, there are still outstanding issues at this time. As you all are aware, my property has an alleged Chapter 69 violation for grading in the first 10 feet of the property. We have proven this violation not to be true many times over the past 4 years. The alleged violation placed by the building inspector has been in place for over 4 years now. I continue to object, and my position is well known. I am here to ask, when will the town address this matter and recognize there is no violation on my property? Title to my property has been rendered unmarketable, and I cannot refinance due to the alleged violations. My civil rights continue to be violated by the town not responding. Either prosecute the alleged violations or recognize the fact that no violations exist. We have the right to free and clear title to our property. How long will it take the town to respond to this? Dennis Santucci, I'll let you give a copy of my comments to the board.
Thank you.
I'm going to refer to counsel to respond, if he can. As you know, this matter is being litigated as we speak.
Well, the matter of Mr. Santucci's alleged violation regarding grading and filling is not a matter of litigation that I know of. But
Okay.
it is, I believe there are notices of violation that are outstanding, whether the town building inspector is going to, or code enforcement officer is going to pursue those violations, I don't know.
Mr.
it's-
Attorney, 2 years ago, the building inspector placed actually he gave me a letter of violation, and it said that, you know, if I didn't abide by a certain date, he was gonna take it to a local judge. And since that time, he's told me he would like to keep this violation on my property indefinitely. Now, that's not fair. You have a right to clean and fair title. You have a right to be before a judge if that's the case. I went to the planning board. The planning board don't want to hear it. They threw it out. It was a 3-3 vote, as I'm sure you're aware. So basically, let's resolve this issue. I've been told that the Special Prosecutor Joe DiPaolo is supposed to be coming out with some kind of resolution, but I was told that in the past for many, many years. And it's been too long. We have to resolve the situation.
The recent memo that went out from, is that pertaining to that matter?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean,
It's really, it's something that is in the province of the building inspector and the special prosecutor. I don't really have anything more to add to it, since I don't know anything about it.
What I can do tomorrow, I will forward this to the building inspector and special prosecutor on your behalf.
I appreciate that, Mr. Supervisor, but here again, it's been 4 years, and I've been at this board numerous times asking for help. Every time I've asked for help, the board just ignores me. And can we?
We're not
can we
ignoring you this
please try
evening.
to-
I told you tomorrow, I will send this to, we have no jurisdiction over the building inspector. I have none. He acts on his own. There's a lot of things that we can't, everyone thinks we're something special. We're not. If it's within our jurisdiction, we can act on it. This is not within our jurisdiction. This is something that, I know that it's very complicated. You've been there 4 years, and there's all these things that are going on with that and numerous other things. Some's in litigation. You mentioned civil rights, that's in litigation. So this is all, this part that you're asking for, we'll forward it to both tomorrow. I'll tell you, I'll do that first thing in the morning, and they have to respond to you. That's why we have counsel.
Can we get a resolution within the next week or so?
No, I can't guarantee that. I will forward it tomorrow morning.
Well, I appreciate that you're gonna forward it, but he already has it. He's had it for 4 years. So if the board has any power, which you do the hiring and firing of this.
No, that
attorney-
man
of
is civil
this,
service, he's not fireable.
Well, thank you. Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Town board? Okay, seeing none, entertain a motion to close.
I'll make a motion to close tonight's meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Speak up. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
coming.